You'll never guess, but today I am wearing a topper. In this video, we're going to be talking about toppers, also known as helper hair, and the way you can think about toppers is think like big clip-on extensions. The number one goal of this video is to kind of share with you why I got the specific topper I got before you go whipping out that credit card and breaking the bank. And hopefully my goal is to make sure that you pick the right topper for you and also to confirm if a topper is for you. I do want to mention as you're looking at this topper is you probably notice my video quality is not that great because I'm quite new to YouTube and I'm using the equipment that I already have. I told myself if I hit a certain number of subscribers, and this seems to be a community that is wanted by women going through hair loss, I would invest in better video equipment to make sure I film better quality video so everybody can see how awesome these toppers and wigs I'm going to share with everybody actually looks like. So if you're really into the content I've been sharing lately and it's helping you through your hair loss journey, please hit subscribe to helping me grow this positive community for women with hair loss. Let's take off the topper to show you how things look like. To properly take off the topper, you just undo all your clips if you're wearing a clip-on one and just shake it loose. Ooh. Ta-da! Probably looking, what balding? Well, it's there. My balding is worse back here. I have some pretty amazing videos how I've shared how I've drastically slowed down my hair loss in the last 17 years, and so be sure to watch those. The topper I got, first let's start with the base. It is a 2x6 topper, and what that means is it's 2 inches across this way and 6 inches this way. The scalp is nicknamed the real scalp. It's a silk scalp. And this is real human hair. And it is a clip-on topper. There are clips holding it in place. If you ever had clip-on extensions, it's the exact same clips. Mine are rubberized, which is supposed to reduce the tugging of your topper. So, to summarize, I got a 2x6 silk top topper with real human hair that's been hand tied or hand knotted. And the total price I paid for this was $1,260 Canadian. You're probably looking at me going, whoa, 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 whoa. I've seen full hand tied wigs for that price. I do want to note I was going to buy one online, and you can get one online for much cheaper, but I decided instead I wanted to buy once, cry once. And so I decided instead to have a virtual consultant with a local Vancouver company. So the hair company I bought from is called Joe Hair Studio. And the owner of the studio is named Jessica, and she's great. She's offering worldwide virtual consultations one-on-one to answer all your questions. And the reason why toppers cost so much is, well, she's a single person business owner. This is her own brick and mortar store. And a few things. This is real hair. She hand ties each one. And the fact that it's a silk topper, it gives you the most realistic scalp. That also takes time and uses a lot more materials. And it is local, so there is not a lot of good wig and hair suppliers in Canada. Anybody watching right now in Canada would know what I mean. Most of these products do come in from the state. That makes a huge impact on the total price and what it takes for a small business owner or a wig owner especially to thrive in Canada. So I was willing to pay that price. In regards to hair type, I'm Asian, obviously. And so you'll see a lot on when you're searching online if you can get yaki or silky. You go with silky, 100% real human hair. Honestly, for somebody that wore clip-on extensions for a very long time, that's a no-no. Don't do that. When I was younger, much younger, didn't know any better. I don't really see the difference between Indian, Brazilian, and Russia, where else, other Asia, where your hair can come from. I want to be inclusive here. As long as it's real human hair and you buy it in the natural color, all the quality seems to be the same to me. I'm sure there's some girls that would argue, but just saying. You'll notice some toppers are half hand tied, and then the bigger toppers have tracts of hair in the back. So if you're buying 100% full hand tied topper, it has a lot more natural movement. I don't know how many strands of hair are on this topper, and I only have a 2x6, but that's a lot of work, and that creates a natural movement. And when it comes to silk tops, there's about 3 layers of lace, and so it's knotted on the second or first layer, and it's pulled through the lace, and so it does give the appearance of the hair growing out of a scalp. Hence, another name for a silk top is usually real scalp. Something cool with visiting a local wig shop or somebody that would have a virtual consultation with you is you really can talk about how your hair is thinning. And so when I expressed to Jessica, my biggest concern is when my hair is greasy after day 1 and 2 of not washing it, and I don't want to, suck up all the oil with dry shampoo, because that just causes a lot of buildup on my scalp, and I want it to be a healthy, natural environment for my hair to thrive in. She recommended the 2x6 topper, and the reason being is the 6 inches goes further back, and that actually covers up my most thinnest area in my head, which is up here. And so the topper actually reaches till here where my finger is, which is pretty darn awesome. Jessica also recommended I get a lighter topper and start off something with a 2x6 just to get used to wearing something on my head. And luckily, the worst of my thinning is around the center of my hair and a little bit on the back. But like I said, I do have overall thinning hair as well too. But she said the 2x6 would cover my kind of straggly, oily hair just fine. Now, also the benefit of buying a silk top is it's a lot more breezy than toppers that have wefted bits of hair as well too, and it's all lighter on my head. And also, committing to a wig is a lot. You gotta buy all this equipment and all these accessories to keep your wig healthy looking, styled, clipped on, glued on. And so really the only thing you need with toppers is this guy right here. A kind of like any comb that claims to detangle would do the trick, and that just fluff things up before and after you put your topper on to blend it in with your hair. So it's pretty easy, really low maintenance. Really, you probably only have to wash this thing like every 6 months if you're not putting product on it. Okay, this is actually the important part, so please listen up. These are things I wish I knew before, now that I've actually had my topper, played around with it. Okay, first thing is, I know that was really great advice that Jessica said to, go smaller. But something I noticed with the 2x6 topper is when my hair is super greasy, like I'm talking about 7 days in here, my greasy hair starts clumping together. And when it starts clumping together, you can see more of my scalp. And so I think the 2x6 topper, it's not enough to cover my hair, and you'll be able to see to my scalp as my hair starts clumping together. Now, I just washed my hair and let it air dry, so my hair is super clean and fluffy right now. I do wish for my first topper, I got a bigger size topper, and so it covers a larger area, so I can let my hair go for a little longer. Second thing is the amount that toppers actually tug on your hair. Even if it says the clips are rubberized to kind of reduce that tugging, it's still gonna rub on your hair. I've read on some forums you can sew more clips on them to kind of really spread out the tension, but really, just like clip-on extensions, it's still gonna tug away at those little bits of hair, and over time, with lots and lots of wear, you're gonna notice a little bit of bald spots. And this is from experience, so please don't do that to your hair. There are different options. Certain toppers, you can actually get giant combs that you can kind of comb into your hair, but also that would eventually tug on your head as well too. Toppers get pretty creative, and you can wear kind of a velvet headband underneath your topper, and that comb, which sits right in front, would actually slide in to that headband to hold it, so that way you're not tugging on your head. But if you're like me and have a super sensitive head, even something around your head constantly, like a headband, would give me a headache. And just for reference, I have a very sensitive head. Even if my baseball cap is on a little too tight, like say when I'm running or working out, that does cause some discomfort for me. Usually, if I just have my topper clipped in like this, I can last about 4 hours before I get like a major headache and I have to take some Advil or Tylenol. I will actually release a video on a creative way I found to wear my topper without clipping it in, without any headbands, or without glue. And it involves a scarf, a cute scarf on my head. And it's a good way to mix up your hairstyles throughout the week. What else do you need to know? Let's talk about price, because I paid an arm and a leg for my topper, but I do not regret it. I love the fact that I supported a local business during these times. We're all in quarantine. But I will say online, websites like Eva Wigs, Uni Wigs, I got my eye on a couple wigs from those sites. They will offer toppers for much cheaper. You can buy a topper from anywhere from $250 to about $500 depending on the size and the type of hair, and of course if it's hand tied or wefted and things of that sort. But for my second topper, I'm definitely going to go bigger, and I am going to go buy online, look for natural black, and still make sure it's 100% human hair, hand knotted silk top. Something to consider as well is if you've tried all these methods and you really just want to let down your hair, I would consider going for a wig. There are ways to apply your wig that it really feels like wearing a baseball cap if toppers still tug on your head. That concludes my first buying experience with my topper. I hope this helped you. If I missed anything or if you have any additional questions, I still got my girl Jessica from Joe Hair Studio on speed dial. If you like the content I'm putting out, please subscribe. All right, everybody. Bye. I'll see you soon.